South Goa. From above it was breathtaking. Emerald green kissed the azure blue. Palm trees swayed in the gentle breeze. It was a sight that whispered promises of tranquility. I was eager to explore this serene paradise. My journey began with a deep breath of fresh, salty air. The warmth of the sun embraced me as I stepped onto Goan soil. I was ready to lose myself in the beauty of South Goa. Every sight, every sound was a call to unwind and embrace the slower pace of life. I quickly learned that South Goa was a world away from the bustling north. It was an oasis of peace. Time seemed to move slower here. The air was thick with the scent of salt and spices. It was intoxicating. This was the Goa I had longed for, a place to escape the everyday chaos, a place to reconnect with myself and the simple joys of life. My South Goa adventure was just beginning, and I was already captivated. Palolem Beach was my first taste of paradise. The crescent-shaped beach was lined with swaying coconut palms. Colorful fishing boats bobbed gently on the turquoise water. It was picture perfect. I strolled along the soft white sand. The warm water lapped at my feet. I felt all my worries melt away. Agonda Beach was a different kind of beautiful. It was much quieter than Palolem. The beach stretched on for what seemed like forever. I felt a sense of serenity wash over me. It was the perfect place to simply be, to listen to the waves crashing on the shore, to soak up the sun's warmth. Days melted into a blissful routine. I'd wake up early to catch the sunrise. The sky would erupt in a kaleidoscope of colors. It was magical. Then, I'd enjoy a leisurely breakfast of fresh fruit and dosas. The rest of the day was spent exploring hidden coves, or simply relaxing on the beach. I spent hours swimming in the warm, inviting waters. The gentle current lulled me into a state of peaceful bliss. As the sun began its descent, I'd find a spot on the beach to watch the sunset. The sky transformed into a canvas of fiery hues. It was the perfect end to each perfect day. South Goa wasn't just about relaxation. Adventure awaited those who sought it. One morning, I decided to explore the coastline by kayak. Paddling through the crystal-clear water was exhilarating. I felt a sense of freedom as I glided along. The underwater world beckoned. I went scuba diving off the coast of Palolem. Descending into the depths was an unforgettable experience. Schools of colorful fish darted in and out of coral reefs. The silence of the underwater world was both eerie and beautiful. Another day I decided to try my hand at stand-up paddleboarding. It was harder than it looked. But with a little practice, I was gliding across the water. The views from the board were incredible. I felt a sense of accomplishment as I paddled back to shore. These adventures added another dimension to my South Goa experience. They allowed me to connect with nature in a whole new way. The memories of these experiences would stay with me long after I returned home. South Goa was steeped in history. A visit to Cabo de Rama Fort transported me back in time. Perched on a clifftop, the fort offered breathtaking views of the coastline. I could almost hear the echoes of the past as I wandered through the ruins. St. Alex Church was another historical gem. The church was a beautiful example of Goan architecture. The intricate details and peaceful ambience left me in awe. I lit a candle and said a silent prayer. These historical sites added a layer of depth to my understanding of South Goa. They were a reminder of the region's rich and complex past. I felt grateful for the opportunity to learn about Goan history and culture. My exploration of South Goa's past didn't stop there. I visited ancient temples adorned with intricate carvings. Each told a story. I wandered through local markets filled with the scent of spices and the sounds of bartering. These experiences allowed me to connect with the soul of Goa. Goan cuisine was a feast for the senses. The flavors were bold and aromatic. The aromas alone were enough to make my mouth water. My first culinary adventure was at a beach shack in Palolem. I ordered the fish thali. It was a symphony of flavors. The fish was cooked to perfection. The accompanying curries were rich and flavorful. I savored every bite. I also sampled street food whenever I could. From spicy samosas to sweet bebinka, there was something to tantalize every taste bud. One evening, I stumbled upon a local restaurant tucked away in a quiet corner. The aroma of spices wafted from the kitchen. I knew I had to try it. I ordered the prawn curry, a Goan specialty. It was even more delicious than I could have imagined. Each meal was a celebration of Goan culture. The food was made with fresh, local ingredients. It was clear that a lot of love and care went into every dish. I quickly learned that food was an integral part of the Goan identity. The true beauty of South Goa lay in its people. The locals were warm, welcoming, and full of life. I spent hours chatting with shopkeepers, artisans, and fellow travelers. Their stories enriched my journey. One afternoon, I visited a local market. The stalls were overflowing with colorful textiles, handmade jewelry, and intricate handicrafts. I met a woman selling beautiful hand-painted pottery. Her passion for her craft was contagious. I couldn't resist buying a few pieces to take home as souvenirs. They would serve as a reminder of the warmth and hospitality of the Goan people. Music was another integral part of Goan culture. Live music spilled out from beach shacks and restaurants. The rhythms were infectious. It was impossible not to tap your feet along. One evening, I attended a traditional Goan dance performance. The dancers were mesmerizing. Their movements were fluid and graceful. The performance was a celebration of Goan heritage. South Goa was dotted with spiritual retreats and yogashalas. These tranquil spaces offered a welcome respite from the outside world. One morning, I decided to attend a yoga class overlooking the ocean. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore was incredibly soothing. As I flowed through the asanas, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. It was the perfect way to start the day. Another day, I visited a meditation center nestled in the lush jungle. The air was thick with the scent of incense. The only sounds were the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves. I spent several hours meditating in the peaceful silence. These spiritual experiences allowed me to reconnect with myself on a deeper level. They reminded me of the importance of slowing down and appreciating the present moment. I left feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. The beauty of South Goa was that it catered to every need. Whether you were seeking adventure, relaxation, or spiritual enlightenment, you were sure to find it here. It was a place where you could truly be yourself. As the sun dipped below the horizon, South Goa transformed. The night came alive with a different kind of energy, but it was still far from the bustling nightlife of the north. Here it was more about a relaxed bohemian vibe. Beach shacks lit up with twinkling fairy lights. The sound of live music drifted through the air. People gathered to enjoy cold drinks, delicious food, and good company. I loved spending my evenings at these beach shacks. The atmosphere was always lively, but laid back. I'd sip on a fresh lime soda and chat with fellow travelers. Sometimes I'd even join in on a game of beach volleyball. Other nights I craved a quieter experience. I'd find a secluded spot on the beach. I'd lie down on the sand and gaze up at the stars. The night sky was ablaze with a million twinkling lights. It was mesmerizing. These peaceful moments under the stars were just as magical as the lively beach parties. As my time in South Goa drew to a close, I couldn't help but feel a tinge of sadness. This magical place had captured a piece of my heart. I had fallen in love with its serene beaches, its vibrant culture, and its warm, welcoming people. South Goa had been everything I had hoped for and more. It was a place where I had been able to truly relax, recharge, and reconnect with myself. I had returned home feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and inspired. I knew that I would carry a piece of Goa with me always. The memories of my time here would stay with me long after I had left, and I knew that I would be back someday to experience its magic all over again. South Goa, with its unique blend of tranquility and adventure, had left an indelible mark on my soul. It was a reminder that sometimes the most fulfilling journeys are the ones that take us off the beaten path, and that the greatest treasures are often found in the simplest of things.